Welcome to Find You Fridays with Lorene. Who's that would be me. Welcome to another Friday, the third Friday of the year. Oh my gosh, how did we get through that so quickly? I mean, goodness gracious. Who would have thunk it? So just quickly catching all those lovely little things that I require to catch. And hello, Lisa. How are you, gorgeous lady? How are you? How are you? How are you? So lovely to have you join. Oh, goodness. How is life, Lisa? How is life in Lisa land? Oh, goodness, that water tastes so good today. It's probably a really good sign I require to drink more of it. Yay! So we might require to put that notification up just a tiny touch so I can actually hear it. Awesome. So today in the world of Lorene, this week in the world of Lorene, I can tell you quite honestly that this week has been a very interesting week. I have been going through some interesting shifts and changes with my body, and we've started a brand new to us way of eating. And it's created some really positive results, which has been fantastic. And we're already receiving, really good feedback from our bodies with having implemented it. And along with that has brought with us a little bit of, the old shifts and changes internally. And my energy levels have been really good, actually. They've been very stable for the majority of the time, which has been so fantastic. And when they did drop, it was like, okay, what have I done differently today? What has my workload been like versus, how much have I had to eat and all these sorts of things. And it's been good. It's a good learning curve. So we'll be sticking with it for at least a month and seeing how we go. And then the aim is to get through at least 3 months with it and see how we're going. And then from there, we'll keep working through. We'll work through. Love it. Yeah, that's okay, Melinda. Cook your dinner. Cook your dinner, love. We've had our dinner tonight, but it was so good because I had an in-person session today. And so I was already like this by midday. So I was already set up and ready to go. It was fantastic. And, these in-person sessions, I love them. And I really love it when my client that I'm working with has plenty of time. I never said what it was. And the beautiful thing about these in-person sessions is that we can go to all sorts of places and spaces, and I just feel so privileged and honored to be able to work with incredible people who are on their journey, and I'm able to contribute to their further steps forward into awakening or their spiritual journey, or however you wish to say it, even just removing those old programs, those old memories, those old thoughts and feelings and emotions and points of views and belief systems that are holding them back from achieving what they truly desire to have in their world. And it's so interesting because quite often with these sessions, you end up like there's this particular target, and then you end up over here, but what's happening over here is actually just as relevant, if not the same, as what is here. And sometimes working on what is happening over here unlocks what's happening here. And, you know, for privacy reasons, I don't wish to go into what was going on for this beautiful client today. But I've seen it popping up a lot lately, the correlations between, say, you know, what's happening at work and what's happening in your personal life can often be very similar. And I'm seeing that with a few different situations and people and within myself, and kind of going, oh, wow, that's really, really interesting. So, oh, goodness, Lisa, you're amazing. Hi, Holly. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Lisa. I'll get on to the readings in just a moment. So we'll be back on the phone and cool bananas, Holly. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, it's certainly been an interesting time. And I'm loving the fact that my business is just going, yeah, we're ready to see people again now. It's almost like the business isn't really saying we're ready, it's saying you're ready. My business knew that I was sort of on sabbatical last year, apart from the odd session here and there, which was totally cool and I loved it. But this year it feels like something's cracked open towards the end of last year, and something even further with the Ho'oponopono is really just opened the space even further than what had happened before. So I'm incredibly grateful and looking forward to many more sessions in the future. You know, the drive up the hill's not that bad. It's actually quite a nice drive as long as there isn't crashes and things on the road. It's nice. All right, so just to get us in the flow, and so we can get nicely warmed up for tonight. Let us have a look at the weekly reading to start off with, and then what I might do, seeing as Melinda is still cooking her dinner, I might actually do Lisa's reading before Melinda's. Okay. So let us have a look at the weekly reading for the 20th of January through to the 26th. And of course, leading into the 26th, which is a full moon. Yippee skippy. We will be catching some of those energies towards the end of next week. So how can we best work with these energies to our highest and best situation and advantage? Let's have a look and see what comes up for us as a collective. Definitely asking for the collective. We've had some really stinky hot days here this week in South Australia, and we're due to get some pretty hot ones again in the week to come. Tuesday, apparently, we're going to be hitting about 37, I think it said. 37, 39, somewhere around there. Further out from Adelaide. They're actually up in like Roxby and stuff like that. They're actually looking at hitting around about the mid 40s. Whew, it's going to be hot, 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 hot. And this is why I'm so grateful when we have so many places that do have air conditioning if people turn it on. Just a sidetrack for just a moment. If you have a cleaner or any tradesperson that comes into your home and they are doing work for you and it's stinking hot, please turn on the heat. Please turn on the air conditioning if you've got it. Much appreciated. Because it's hot work cleaning. And most often I find, even though I can be drinking, upwards of 3 liters of water in a day, if people haven't got their aircon on, I won't pee because it all just comes straight out my body. And that's not great. So please, if you have a cleaner and they're cleaning your home for you and you have aircon, please turn on your aircon. If it's a hot day, that would be greatly appreciated. Thank you. That's your PSA from me. All right, back to this reading. We have, this, okay. Oh, geez. So we've got the working with the angel therapy cards today from Miss Lorene Virtue. And I'm just having a quick glance over this reading. I'm getting a sense that a lot of us this week are going to be perhaps feeling a little low in energy and perhaps feeling a wee bit more sensitive to the energies. You'll see it across this reading here. So starting off, we've got Archangel Raphael, which is healing. The healing angel is with you, supporting you in your healing work. So what I was getting off of this one is that you're going to be going through another little bit of an upgrade. Catherine has cold water. We definitely appreciate that too. So Archangel Raphael is going to be working with you. But when I looked at this card, I actually saw upgrades. Many of you will be upgrading in this time. And with that, you may be going through a bit of what we call a bio upgrade, which is a coin termed from, I think it was Joe Dispenza. But don't quote me on that one, but I think it was, whereby when we have a spiritual upgrade, our biology upgrades as well, including, and that's obviously our body. And with that, we can come down with flu or cold-like symptoms. You might just get a little bit of a stuffy nose. You might get runny eyes. You might get a bit of a headache through your forehead, which is, of course, your third eye. You may get a little bit of a throat tickle or something like that, which is obviously your throat chakra. You may get a little bit of chest stuff, which is obviously it's your thyroid, perhaps down into your heart area. And if it's more lungs, then it may be showing up in your lungs, but it could actually be even your solar plexus chakra getting a little bit of an upgrade, a little bit of a clean out. So before thinking, oh God, I've got a cold, who have I got this from, blah, 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 ask, truth, is this a bio upgrade? Because it could be. It really could be. And especially at the moment, there's so much of it going on right now. And, for us in the Southern Hemisphere, we're in the middle of summer now. Okay, so that is your solar plexus and your sacral chakras. Cool. Because, of course, the interesting thing is that I learned through Reiki is that there's some newish information come out that the which one was it? I think it was the sacral chakra is not where they've said it is. It's actually more of a navel chakra. So it sits more on your belly button, center of your stomach, and it's a mama point. So it has a lot of really strong, potent energy, and will often be confused with the sacral and the solar plexus, but it's actually the one in the middle. And so that could be what's happening for you, Lisa, where your navel chakra, mama point, is like really upgrading at the moment. So congratulations on that one. The next card that we've got is emotional sensitivity. So honor and respect your deep sensitivity, as it is a gift for us all. But what I was really seeing with this card and what was coming through was your body is more likely going to be requiring rest this week. And I know many of us have, jobs that we go to, and rest isn't really something that we can do in our normal 9-to-5s. So just be kind to yourself in the evening times when you can rest. Try to stay off your phones and tablets and TVs and things. Go to bed, read a book. Try to stay off the technology is what I'm getting from that one, because the sensitivity, the emotional sensitivity, will be going up, which also requires a lot of energy from you. And if you're having upgrades and you're being very aware of everybody else's stuff, your body's going to be incredibly tired, because it's going to feel like it's being pulled in all sorts of different directions while it's trying to do this upgrade. So be aware, and just please listen to your body. So we've got, funnily enough, the good old solar plexus chakra has come up, Lisa. So it is safe to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. So this is what I mean. These upgrades are just phenomenal. And we have a lot of different things supporting us at the moment. We have... there's also the solar flares. Now, a lot of people go, oh my God, solar flares are so bad. What if solar flares are actually the universe's way of assisting us in burning off excess energy? It's a possibility. Transmuting that energy in a different way. What if there's been a lot of upgrades on the planet Earth recently? And, maybe there's a little bit of an overflow of energy that requires a little bit of fire to help release some of that out into the universe again, to be used for other things. That's the way I look at solar flares. Agree with me or not, it doesn't really matter. If you do, that's cool. If you don't, I don't mind. So along with the rest and relaxation that is because of the emotional sensitivity this week, I'm also seeing this next card and going, you're an interesting one to pop up. So it's the workshop and seminars card. I'm not going to look at what is on the bottom of this. What I'm seeing with this is take comfort in reading. Take comfort in things that are going to nourish and nurture you rather than just distract you. Take comfort and solace in quietness and peacefulness, because that's what you're going to require this week. So gather the books or gather the resources that you require to keep yourself in that space of being calm and quiet, and allow this upgrade, allow these energies to move through your body. And with the moving through the body thing, it's also do little things like maybe just do a minute of dancing. Allow the body to move gently. So if you're someone who absolutely loves to run and hike and all of that, and this last little while you've kind of hit a bit of a roadblock with that, and the body's going, I'm just too damn tired. Okay, that's okay. How about we do a little bit of body movement at home? Do something fun. And not to say that inner, like running and hiking isn't fun, but it's at home fun. You know, dance like nobody's watching. And have a sing song. Let all of the chakras be seen and heard. You know, as we move and we dance, we can actually focus on each of the chakras and checking in with them and seeing how they're doing. And, you know, it's incredible what we can do with dance. And you don't have to be a good dancer to do it. You just move your body. You can even just move your body sitting in a chair. That's the beauty of it. So, yes, gather your resources so that you've got everything prepared for when those moments hit, when you get home and you're just like, oh, but then you get distracted by TV or whatever, and then you end up staying up way too late, and your body's been saying for 3 hours, look, we need to go to bed. The next card that we've got is the third eye chakra card. And it says it's safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as the angels, auras, and visions. So this is a really lovely hint as to not only where you're going to be upgrading, but also here's another spot that could be upgrading as well, going through a lovely little bit of a bio upgrade. Hence the reason why I was mentioning about, you know, headaches through the third eye, and stuffiness, because the third eye is very, very close to our sinuses and sits, you know, we have sinuses that run over our eyebrows as well as underneath our eyes. And so having that awareness of, you know, if we've got tension and cloggedness and stuff happening with our eyes, maybe our vision goes off a little bit, quite often that could be actually your third eye chakra upgrading. So send it some love. Do ho'oponopono with it. Any part of your body which feels like it's upgrading or is out of balance or anything like that, ho'oponopono it. Or, you know, you can do the things like cancel, clear, delete. You can do, you know, you can do like the clearing statements or whatever you wish. In the last couple of weeks, I have done ho'oponopono on many, many things. And the most effective thing that's happened so far is with Alex's dog. This morning, just this morning, I was able to initiate the pats with him and was able to, and then Alex came in and patted him for a little bit, and then he had to go to work and I carried on patting him, and I was patting him for a good 4 to 5 minutes. That has never, ever happened before. And it comes back to that ho'oponopono. I had to forgive myself. I had to clean myself. And because I cleaned myself, it's had a beautiful flow-on effect for the dog. How does it get any better? I've seen loads of moments over the week where I've been able to de-escalate just by having the ho'oponopono running through my head as I'm walking up to the person or whatever, even with myself, de-escalating myself. So I highly recommend you get to learn that, and, you know, grab the book Zero Limits by Joe Vitale. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Explains ho'oponopono, explains the origins, explains how it changed from the traditional to what we use now, which, for those of you who don't know, it is the I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And there's after that is a book called The Fifth Phrase, which I have listened to this week. And oh my goodness, has that opened up my world even further. So yeah, that is fantastic, Melinda. I'm so happy that you're working with it while you're at the food hub. I'm sure that there is so many things that it's bringing up for you that will just make things so much smoother for you, even if it's just for you. As they say, just for you, just for fun. Don't tell anyone. It's not like you're going to say to your clients, your customers as they come up, well, I just ho'oponoponoed all about you. Like, it's just not, that's not how it works. Oh dear. And finally, for our weekly reading, let us have a look at our yummy card. This doesn't surprise me at all. Tenderness. So this week is absolutely going to be about tenderness. For those of us lovely ladies who are still in our masculine, you may struggle this week, because being in your tenderness is a very uncomfortable place. And you'll feel like there'll be a lot of different points of views coming up and belief systems coming up around perhaps being lazy, procrastinating, just worthiness. There may be stuff coming up also around like the pressure of trying to get stuff done in a timely fashion. And it'll be bringing up a lot of those kinds of energies, because this week is all about softening and being kind and gentle. And when we're hardcore in our masculine, being kind and gentle is not always easy to come by. So I wish you the best of luck, everybody, the week to come. I will certainly be having that on the top of my list. In fact, I'm going to write this down as tenderness. Is the key word for this week to come. Alrighty, Lisa, please, if you could pop your question in the chat, my beautiful Lisa, who is in New Zealand. So it is currently 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11 o'clock at night for her. Oh, yay, peppermint and ginger. My body chose so well. I was like, really? Peppermint and ginger again? Turns out it was perfect. Perfect choice. So Lisa, if you could please pop your question into the chat, that would be amazing. Oh, goodness gracious. Okay. And let us see who wishes to come and play with Lisa. Lisa, do you know Ho'oponopono? You know of it. Yeah. I was the same. I knew of it. I didn't really get how it worked. So I would highly recommend that you pick up the book Zero Limits by Joe. by Joe Vitale. Grab that book, listen to it, then practice. You will find that the stuff going on with your daughter will seem potentially, I don't want to go into projection and expectations because that's the worst thing you can do. There is a magic there with it, though, of when we clean and clear our own stuff in relation to any issue. I don't know how, but magically, these things seem to melt away. And yes, sometimes it takes many times of saying it for it to work. It's as Dr. Hewlin, who Joe Vitale learned from, says, it's tedious work. Cleaning on yourself is tedious, very tedious. Hi, Nicole. So it is something that it's, back in the Access days when we're just going pod and pock everything, we turn into a little pod and pock machine. This is the same. The difference with this one is it's about love. Really, at the end of the day, it's about bringing in the unconditional love. And allowing that to fill the gap. Because as Dr. Hewlin says, the only reason why we have problems is because there's a lack of love, a lack of unconditional love. And when you look at the core of stuff and you go, well, so this is a conversation I've had just today. I'm angry. Okay, well, why are you angry? I'm angry because I feel like I've been wronged. Okay, so what's underneath that? What's underneath that feeling of being wronged? Well, I feel like they didn't trust me. Okay, what's underneath that? Well, it reminds me of when I was 4. And, okay, what happened when you were 4? Well, I knew that something was going to happen with my parents. Now, this is a hypothetical conversation, right? But I had a similar conversation to this today. And so what happened when you were 4? Well, I knew something was going to happen. And I told my parents, and my parents laughed at me and told me I was silly and making stuff up. They didn't trust me. They didn't trust my awareness. So how did that make you feel? Well, I felt like they didn't love me. It's a lack of love. When you drill down to anything, the wars that are created, when you really go right down to the core of it, it's a lack of love. Body issues are a lack of love. Internally, lack of love. Hi, Shawana. Yeah, exactly. She doesn't have much love for herself. And that's not on you. That's on her. However, because she's in your world, you are also 100% responsible for the part that you have played in that activation. It is not your fault, but you are responsible for doing something about it. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility to do and to clear and clean on the things, the parts that you have had in that situation being activated in her. Please read the book. That's my soapbox moment for this 10 seconds. Ah. And Melinda, I love it that you say it as you drive around and walk around the shopping centres and stuff like that. I love that you do that too. I find myself doing it more and more often, and I'm not quite at the point yet where I've got it rolling through my head all the time as the background noise yet. I say yet because I get it will happen, but if you haven't read it yet, Melinda, get the 5th phrase. That's another book, and it is free on Audible too. So for those of you who haven't read Zero Limits yet, please listen to Zero Limits first, and then you can get the 5th phrase after that. And it'll just continue to grow and expand on what you already know. It will all make what I've just said will make a lot more sense once you've read or listened to the book. And you've done so much work, so much metaphysical work that it'll probably be a bit like me with the first chapter or two, where you're like just going, wow, that's a lot of information, but I actually totally get it. I totally understand what you're talking about. And that now clicks to that and that and that. Oh, wow. Holy moly. Now I comprehend why that didn't feel quite right in my world, but that really did. Whoa. Okay. And the thing is, it's so freaking simple. And people are always looking for the next upgrade, the next most fastest way of doing things, blah, 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 blah. Not necessary. Keep it simple. Okie dokie, let's see what these cards have to say for you. Yeah, I'm in the last video of that course. Well, of the main core. So I think it was 7 or 8, something like that video. I did a lot of them last weekend because I was just like, yay! And it's funny because there's some stuff that was said near the start in the first few videos. I was like, I don't quite get it. And I watched it like 3 or 4 times, this one section, and I was like, I still don't get it. By the time I've gotten through to video 6 or 7, I was like, that. Okay, now that makes sense in my head. Right, gotcha. So all of a sudden it clicked. Okay, Lisa. Yeah, you have got some tummy stuff going on, haven't you? So you know the phrase, it's like a kick in the guts. That's what it feels like. It feels very much energetic, like it's an emotional response. And I was just asking some quick questions there. So, okay. If you all could see what's happening with my cards right now. Oh dear. Right. It's because I'm using the really big tarot deck. Oh dear. And the cards are just going, because they're awesome. No, not all of them. There's one more to come out. Just got to let it come to the surface. Do you have the Ina Segal book, love? Lisa, do you have the Ina Segal book? Aha. I highly recommend you get it. Because it will give you some really interesting information. So, I'm being told book first. Okay, so Ina Segal, she's an incredible healer, intuitive healer, and she works with light. She works with the divine healing intelligence, and her story, just briefly, is she actually lives up in the Queensland, if I remember correctly, with her current partner, and she was practicing for quite a while and began to realize there's a correlation there with many of the things that people were coming to see her for, and the areas that those aches and pains that were coming up and things that were going on in their life. So she then started writing all these things down, and then it grew into a book. And it's fantastic. I've healed my own like precancerous cells in my cervix using her work, using the process that's in this book. So, stomach. So I'm just going to give you the areas that she says may be of concern. It may be all of them, it may be only some, but this is something to be having a look at. Difficulty in digesting life and assimilating new information. Feeling stuck in a pattern of fear, limitation, worry, guilt, and despair. Behaving in a superior, arrogant, controlling way, thinking that you are better than others, or feeling inferior and second best. At times can be self-obsessed and demanding, wanting everything your own way. Difficulty in expressing yourself and dealing with rejection. Feeling attacked and punched in the stomach. So your emotions to work with would be stuckness, control, rejection, and attack. And your colors to work with are green, yellow, and blue. Okay, so with that information, there's a whole remedy and everything, but I'm not going to read that out over the show because that's for you to go and find for yourself. Most bookshops have it these days. I'm sure even New Zealand has them in the good old bookshops and the newsagents and things like that. Yeah, that's understandable, love. Truly. That's lovely, Nicole. So let's have a look at these cards. So we got the 10 of Summer with the beautiful little prairie dogs. Look at them. Aww. And this one is all about love and expressing your love for family and friends and close friends, your chosen family. And there's a... Yes, this is supposed to be reversed. I didn't check to see if it was reversed or not. You're blocking at the moment. You're blocking the love, the unconditional love from flowing in and through and around you. And that's part of what's causing the stomach issues. And with that comes the Ho'oponopono, right? So that is going to bring you some peace. And when your energy is running on peacefulness, you'll find that the people around you, not just your daughter, but your people around you will begin to feel that and resonate with that and be really calm with that. And then they'll be open and they'll be happier. And you'll be like, but all I did was I cleaned myself. But hey, how cool is that? We've got the Moon card here with the links. Isn't that beautiful? I love these cards. It's so pretty. And this is all about trusting your intuition. So sometimes our intuition can feel a bit like as brief, as fluffy, as floating away like the butterfly or the moonbeams. It's like, I don't really know if I can trust that. Yes, you can. You know what is true for you, and you know without a shadow of a doubt what is true. Sometimes we don't want to hear the truth, and that's where the trust issues come from, because we have to be willing to hear energetically, physically, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Many people in the metaphysical world, all they want to hear about is the good, fluffy stuff. And when you're doing the Ho'oponopono, like, it would be really nice if all you heard about is the good, happy, fluffy stuff. But the reality is that's not the world that we live in right now. We are responsible for the good, the bad, the ugly, and the awesome. Clean on all of it. Bring that unconditional love through. The more unconditional love that you're bringing through, the more your intuition will go, you'll expand it, the more you'll trust your intuition, and then everything will just start clicking into place for you. Have you ever noticed that every problem that you have, the common denominator is you? So if you clean yourself, then you're removing yourself as the common denominator. Those other things go away. How cool is that? The next card that we've got is the Sun, which is the Bluebird. And this one is actually a really nice piece of information here. It says your plans will work out well, bringing you happiness, prosperity, and success. You'll garner the recognition for your accomplishments you so richly deserve. So this is a nice piece of encouragement for you. Interestingly, the previous card, this card, and the next card all have butterflies on them. So I would be very tempted to make a note of it and either have a look at it tonight or tomorrow. What is the significance of butterflies for you? What is it that your angels or your team, your spirit team, are trying to communicate to you through butterflies. Because that's the interesting thing I'm seeing across each of those. You're saying it's a sign, that's your sign from the universe. Cool. So keep moving forward. You've got this. But everywhere that you are stopping yourself with doubt, you've got 2 books to get. Zero Limits. It's a pretty quick one. I think it's about 7.5 hours worth of reading, maybe 8. Smash it out in a day if you want to, or a couple of days. And then this one is a resource book. You can just go to that particular spot and just go, okay. So with this one, like with the Ina Segal book, that was me. And I was like, okay, and I'd have a look at this, all of this stuff, and I'd go, well, that one rings pretty true. So I'd sit there and I'd go, all right, everywhere in me that I have activated feeling superior, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And I would just say it over and over and over again. Close. So the book is called Secret Language of Your Body. There we go. Cool. So The Secret Language of Your Body by Ina Segal. So that's how I would work with that in regards to Ho'oponopono. The clearing statement from Access, it's beautiful. It works in a similar way. It's about taking those energies, as you know, back to the point of creation and destroying and uncreating it. With Ho'oponopono, it's the same thing. It's taking those energies back to the point of creation, but instead of destroying and uncreating it, which is more of a masculine energy, it's just loving it to bits. Loving it to bits so much that it just goes and dissipates. Okay. So your next card is the Cuckoo card, which is life experience. Okay, so there's that butterfly again. So I'll show you. We had it in the links. He's on the wall there. And now we've got him on a fence post. Okay, so have a look at that. So important changes are coming into your life that will require you to take action. Don't hesitate. Move in new directions you know are right for you. Okay, so this is sort of heading towards the very near future of going, okay, so this is the now. It's like, it's okay. Everything's on track. You're doing well. Things are successful. Don't worry so much. This is about you're going to be going in a very different direction to what you have in the past. And it's okay. Trust that. Trust in yourself. Be in that space of love. And then you'll be off and flying. Okay. So this is just kind of more further into the future. Interesting. So we've got the King of Winter. And it says up the top there, intelligent, impartial, respected, unemotional, which is interesting, right? So obviously this would be the King of Cups in the regular tarot deck. And this is the humpback whale. At this time, it's very important for you to communicate clearly, be objective and unemotional, and act as professionally as possible. If you need advice, seek out the most experienced expert you can find. Okay? So speaking with people who really know their stuff, that are working from that space that you wish to be in. So, for example, if I was to ask, me too, if I was to ask somebody for business advice for my business, I'm not going to go to someone who is working from a very masculine 3D, everything's a push, push, push type of energy. Very limited thinking. I'm not somebody who never ever uses their intuition. They just work to a formula. I'm not going to go to that person to ask them for, guidance, advice, feedback, whatever on my business. No way in hell. I will go to someone who is balanced with their masculine and feminine energies. I will go to someone who is very successful in using an intuitive connection with their business. I will go to someone who understands what I do, because there's no point in me going to a car racing expert to talk about spiritual stuff. Just, that was the furthest away I could think of from what I do. They wouldn't be able to comprehend me sitting down here talking to cards. Like, or maybe they could, maybe they talk to their cars. I don't know. But it's one of those things, like, find the expert that's right for you, not just somebody who seems to have all the bells and whistles. And I think that's what your team is trying to let you know. Cool. Your team and perhaps your business. Perhaps it's your business that requires a little bit of nourishment, and for you to go in a slightly different direction with it. Okay. And your yummy card. Keep coming back to kindness, please. Okay. It's the kindness with you, your body, your things that are around you, or the earth, or your daughter, or just keep bringing it back to kindness, to unconditional love, to the nurturing, the nourishment of you. As you continue to grow through this next little spot, I think your body's doing an incredible job of showing you, and it's not I know your body is doing a really great job of showing you these new elements that are coming up, or should I say old memories that are coming up to be cleaned and cleared, so that you can move forward with more confidence, and so you can be these beautiful, bluebirds and cuckoos and the whale, moving forward with a lot more confidence and trust in your intuition and your knowingness. I'm getting a sense that you are moving to the stage 2 in a very more solid way, of your being in the space of intuition. But as you know, whenever you have any of those big changes, it makes a lot of things feel uncomfortable for a while. And that also resonates out to the people around us. Okay. Best of luck, Lisa. And please, I recommend getting those 2 books. I have been using Ina's book since I was 28. So let me see, how old am I going to be this year? So it's 18 years. So coming up nearly 20 years of using her work. So way, way, way before I comprehended anything about me being a healer. Like, I had no idea whatsoever, none at all, that I could ever actually be a healer. That I'm not that awesome. I don't have those skills. The hell? Yeah, but can you hear and see people? Yeah, but can't everybody? Mm. When that movie, The Sixth Sense, came out, there was some moments there where I was certainly like, I recognize that. Why do I recognize that? You know? And it's like, oh, okay. I see dead people too. Oh, wow. I am not so strange. Or I am, but it's okay to be strange. And that was one of the things I am so, so grateful for my time when I was so deeply with Access Consciousness, is that it allowed me to give me permission to be strange, to be uniquely, wonderfully, beautifully, weirdly me, to trust my intuition, to trust my knowing, and to know that I have choice. Every single moment I have choice. And that was even the choice to not be really playing as deeply with Access anymore. You know, at what age did I start seeing dead people? I would say very early. I remember I do remember having imaginary friends when I was little. I used to play with them a lot, and I would say that they were dead people. But the first really most significant one I remember was when I was about 6.5. And that was when we just moved house. There was a lot going on with my family, and the house that we'd moved into, because I'd moved from the big city down to a very small rural village, and there was a entity standing in the gateway, the big proper farm gateway of our property, and I would go out to the letterbox in the evening time to check the mail, because I was in the habit of doing that. That was my job when we lived in the big city, because we used to get mail delivered to the mailbox, but in the country we had to go to the post office to get it. But I hadn't made that connection yet, and I'd gone out to the mailbox to check for mail, and there was this big tall man, like really, really tall for me being 6.5. He was like towering over me. But he was just standing there. He had his wide brim hat and like a long, not a swan dry, but the what's that? Lisa, you can tell me, because it's probably a New Zealand term. The coat fabric that always smells a little funny, and it's like dry as a bone, I think it might be called. I think that's the words that's just popped into my head, so that must be what it is. So it's a very long, like a trench coat, but it's something that a lot of farmers wear. And he freaked me out, because he's just standing there, and I never looked at him long enough. Thank you, Catherine. I never stood there long enough to question, why are you standing there? Oh my God. I just ran. I legged it inside. And this is, the early mid 80s, and we never used to lock our doors. And next thing you know, I'm running inside and I'm shutting the sliding door and I'm locking it. And my mum's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "There's somebody out there." And she's like looking and she's like, "Oh, there's nobody out there. I don't know what you're on, but okay, whatever." I'm like, "But there's a man out there." She's like, "No, Lorene, there's nobody out there." And she was absolutely correct. There was no body out there, but there was a being. And many years later, I discovered that it was actually not actually the owner of the property, it was his father. And they owned a lot of property in the area. And he had passed on many years before his wife. And his wife still lived down the road at this time. And so he was the original owner of the property, and then he had sold it to his son and wife, and all their kids had lived in the home. They had built the home and lived in the home, and then they had sold it to my family, and so he was still there. He was still looking out for it, making sure that we weren't wrecking it. He felt it was necessary just to keep a bit of an eye on the property, and that's what happens sometimes with these lovely entities. So yeah, it's an interesting one. So I find it fascinating when I look back on moments like that and I go, "Oh wow, I was a really aware kid." And around that same time I was seeing fairies and water nymphs and all of those sorts of things too. And I actually physically shut down my abilities when I was about 9, because I had a point of view and a belief system that I was too old for these sorts of things, and especially the fairies side of stuff. So I shut down my abilities for a long time. And what happened with that is that I ended up going into progressively over like the rest of my primary school through high school. I always felt like there was something missing in my world, but I didn't know what it was. And into university age, I was still so shut down, and that's when the depression and that side of stuff started creeping in, particularly in the university days. Looking back on that now, 20 plus years later, I can see how me choosing to shut off my abilities with the spirit realm severely impacted on my body and my mental space. And when I am talking with 20 something people now, and they're like, "Oh, I can see this and I can hear this," and I'm like, yay. I'm just so excited for them, because it's like, yes, you're not cutting yourself off from this beautiful part of all of us. We've all got it. It's just whether we choose to listen or not. Thank you, Lisa. You're amazing. Christine, if you see dead people, do you see angelic spirits and your experience? So yes, angelic spirits as such are interesting. When I see quite often people's spirit team, and there'll be certain things that will come in, like the session that I had today. It was a many times great grandmother that came into the session, and I could see her, and she was there, and she had so much information and knowledge and love for my client to share. So that beautiful being has now stepped into my client's active spirit team to help her. because this lady was Greek, we've actually given her a process so that she can now speak in English as well, because my client is mostly English speaking. So we were able to bridge that gap between Greek, like old Greek, and English, current versions of English. And she was so relieved to now be bilingual. It was quite fun to play with that too. Alrighty, Melinda, I know you've had a long, hard day. Thank you so much for waiting. Can you please pop your question in the chat below? That would be brilliant. Thank you. A general reading. Of course you wish to have a general reading. I love it. Thank you for the questions, Christine. I love it. I've had lots of experiences with dead people. Some really lovely, some a little bit scary. Some just absolutely crackerjack humorous. And I can maybe share another one of those stories after my reading from Melinda. Who wishes to play with Melinda? Ooh. Melinda. Sniffly. What's going on? As Dr. Hewlin says, it's gonna bring up the crap. I love it. And also there's what else is that? Okay. Oh, you're moving lots and lots and lots and lots of energy. That's awesome, love. Really beautiful. There's huge amounts happening with your heart. A lot of heart opening stuff right now, which is fantastic. Just be aware of somebody who's stabbing you in the back, though. And I would do some clearing on that. Is it this lifetime or another lifetime? It's another lifetime that's coming up to be cleared. And you might be feeling it back between your shoulders, like an itch you can't scratch. So yeah, that's a really interesting one. But do some Cleaning. Do some cleaning on that one. So Melinda, just checking out what else is the team wishes to let me know. So those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. And just know that the readings that I'm doing at the moment are people who have actually put in a wee donation and for an extended reading. Okay. Okay. Who have you got? This is really interesting, Melinda. Perhaps that new volunteer is this past lifetime. Oh, yep. They wouldn't necessarily in this lifetime stab you in the back. There's some energies there around the previous lifetime stuff. So, just do the ho'oponopono. It's like, whatever is in me that has activated that in you, the stabbing in the back in you, the phrasings. Just keep cleaning on that one for a little bit. There's some interesting energies going on there, and just see how that feels. All right. Excuse me. Gratitude. We have gratitude with the sweet pea. Why I went Irish, I don't know. Perhaps because of this card that's coming up in a moment. So the gratitude with the sweet pea. Now the sweet peas are just a lovely. We actually have some sweet peas growing out in our yard, and they have the most softest, most sweetest scent. That is most unexpected from such a small little thing. And that's very much what gratitude is about. Gratitude really truly is the space between seconds. That's why I have it as the title for my poetry book. And what I'm seeing throughout these cards here for your reading is that you are doing so incredibly well with your healing. And also don't forget to continue to look at gratitude in some different ways. Oh boy. There's some stuff coming up around your heart and your throat at the moment, and expressing of gratitude. So just be aware of where you may be sliding, maybe by accident, into the culture of complaining. That can happen so easily. We've all been trained to do it, to complain, to grumble, to pick at somebody or something. So if we wish to have a different world to live in, one that is full of kindness and gentleness and nurturing and nourishing and expansion and growth, without all of the that comes along with that, we have to stop judging and being in that space of loving. So, and that's loving ourselves just as much as loving anybody else. So expressing the gratitude some more. The next card that you've got is Purity, which is the Antarctic Pearlwort. Now, that's an interesting flower, I say. Very interesting flower. Growing up in very rugged conditions. So this is saying to me that you have been through the wars, you know the harshness of life. And yet you're still flowering. You're still growing. You're still blossoming and expanding. And that shows your strength, your resilience, your tenacity, your brilliance. So that card is very much about saying to you, freaking high five, you're doing really, really well. Keep going. The next card that we've got for you is Peace. And this is the cherry blossom. So as we know, that grows in Japan. And when the cherry blossoms, they are abundant. They are so full, like their blossoms just coat the ground as if it's like snow. It's so abundant and prolific. And this is what I'm seeing for you is the peace that you can bring to the world. Not just you, not just the little space that you live in relative to the whole world. The whole world. The peace. You are already doing this and you don't even realize it yet. But you are. Every single thing that you clean on, every single time that you express your love and your gratitude, your thanks, you are continuing to expand the beauty of the cherry blossom, the abundance of peace that you be across the globe. That's a pretty special role to hold in this world. So thank you. The next card that we've got for you is Honor, which is the Chinese peony. So we're going all around the world today. We're now in China. We've gone from Japan to China. And we were in Antarctica for a little while there, which is pretty cool. So this one is about honor. Your team is asking you just to remember to honor you. Honor this beautiful body that you have by showing it kindness, by not judging, by allowing yourself to continue to do what you're doing with the Ho'oponopono. Just all of the things that you're bringing and activating in your world right now is allowing yourself at an even deeper level to honor you and, in effect, the people around you. And that's a beautiful thing, and they are asking you to continue to do that. And that doesn't mean that you're a doormat. It does mean that you still have boundaries. And that in of itself is an honoring of you. So you know what I mean by that. Keep going. And also just keep loving as well. Keep cleaning. Clean. The next card that we've got for you, my dear, is Desire. I wonder where they've placed that one. It's the red tulip. I would hope that would be Holland. but I don't know if that's Holland. But the tulips are grown in Holland. So coming up in the very near future, if not now-ish, it's not quite, but something for you to look forward to is, and look to the future for, is what are your desires now? What do you truly, as you keep cleaning and removing those memories and allowing yourself to not be triggered by stuff as much and all that sort of thing, what are your desires moving forward? What would they be? If we're not working from any memories, any of those old points of views and belief systems, which are all memories as well, all those old triggers and old old stuff, what would be your desire? What would you wish to have in this, in your place in the world, I know for me, this is changing at a very fast, rapid knots with the work that I'm doing with the Ho'oponopono. Very fast. All right. Something for you to consider. All right. So let me just move these cards to the side. We have a beautiful fairy card here. Okay. And it's the blessing of the mothers. So the fairy gift of a time of unexpected gifts and wonderful synchronicities. When this blessing comes to you, my friend, you receive the blessing of the mothers, the ancient fairy beings of the land known today as Wales. With this blessing comes recognition for your own kindness and generosity. And so now you will find yourself blessed with the unexpected gift. The old tales tell us that the mothers will reward those who are kind and caring, especially those who care for the land and for the animals. And so to you, they are sending a boon, a gift of a treasure found in a hidden place, a warm cloak on a cold day offered by a stranger, money readily coming to you in strange and lovely ways, and ease of suffering in an area you thought held no hope. The blessings of the mothers are unpredictable as they will see your own life, and what they will bring to you is what your soul most requires to feel solace and blessings. If you have felt there has been a run of bad luck, this will now lift and transform it into effortless flow of all that is good. Every small kindness you have offered others will now flow back to you and in mysterious ways. You will see how what was once done out of simple goodness is now returning to you threefold. For the fairies you see know you and acknowledge your heart, and the mothers are now with you to bring you the gifts of the mothers. So when they appear, give thanks and know that nothing goes forgotten, unseen in the realm of the enchanted ones. Blessings, and may the gifts of the mothers bring you comfort and goodness, friend. Oh, that's a good one. That's really cool. I don't know if you saw it on the camera, but wow, the ladies' dresses are just such a vibrant, vibrant blue. Amazing. Like, just gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love those cards. Let's grab your yummy card. Did you heed the message, though? That is the question. So your yummy card is Light Spirit. You are the light spirit. You are the cherry blossoms of the world. You are the gift. And it truly is an honor to be in your presence. Thank you. Thank you for everything you bring. Thank you for everything you do. For me, for this world, for the people at the food hub, and everybody else that you have no idea that you are showering your gift of love, of kindness, of lightness, just by being you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Melinda. We are blessed to be in your presence. And thank you for donating. I appreciate you very much. And my business does too. So thank you. Find You Fridays adores you. Alrighty, so let me just double check, see if we've had any other donations. And if not, then I will more than happily jump into doing some, that's cool, poetry book readings. All right, beautiful ones. So the poetry book is up and ready to play. So, of course, as you know, the very first number that pops into your head. So expand out. All right. I'm going to actually ask you to do that first. Let's do that just quickly. So take a big deep breath in and out. Take another big deep breath in and out. At this time, as you breathe in, bringing Mother Earth energy up, Father Sky energy down, and Mother Earth energy up, Father Sky energy down. Now expanding out your awareness, out beyond your body, out beyond the room that you're in a big bubble up into the sky, down into the earth, expanding out your awareness, greater than the country that you're in, greater than the planet, greater than the solar system, expanding out your awareness, greater than the galaxies and the universes. Beautiful. And I know some of you are like going, oh, this feels really strange. And my head's like tight and things feel weird and oh my God. It's okay, it gets better. This is called the resistance of the ego. So now grab your sense of allowance, and your allowance takes you from being that tight ball that is right, or the tight little pebble that is at the bottom of a raging river of everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions, and allows you to expand out to the point where you become like the big fluffy white cloud above the river, and you get to see and become aware of what the truth is about that river. It's just energy. All those thoughts, feelings, and emotions are just energy, and you no longer are at the effect of it. Sounds pretty good, right? So now expanding out your allowance, out beyond your body, in another big, big bubble, expanding out to the size of the room that you're in, expanding up into the sky, down into the earth, greater than your home, or wherever you are. Expanding out your allowance, up into the sky, down into the earth, greater than the country that you're in, greater than the planet. Expanding out your allowance beyond the size of the solar system and the galaxies and the universes. expanding out your allowance beyond your awareness. And at this point, if you've taken notice of your body, you'll feel everything just take a bit of like what seems to be a deep breath and like a relaxing sigh. Beautiful. Now, hi, Jocelyn. Can you please now, everybody who is currently watching, could you please now pick the first number that pops into your head between 1 and 88 and pop it in the chat, please. And while you're doing that, let's have a look at this. Beautiful. You guys are so clever. Melinda. Now the title, Melinda, of this one is Sweet M. You bring sunshine to my tears and laughter to my mouth. You are one of the few who will stay with my heart and memory always. Interestingly, this is like a love letter written to you from Mother Earth. And I'm getting a sense that Mother Earth is just so grateful for you. So thank you for continuing to be the contribution that you are. She appreciates it very much. And the love that you are, the love that you're sharing with others does continue to bring sunshine to other people's tears and laughter to their mouth where they may never have felt it for a long time. So keep doing what you're doing. You're doing an incredible job and an incredible service. You're amazing, and thank you. Shwara. Hello, my love. We've got reborn for you. With each trouble and problem, even before I knew you existed, was bringing me closer to you. My life has had much heartache, as has yours, and through our hurt, we've learnt to be wary. However, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. The restrictions we put upon our hearts are wiped away with one single tear, to be replaced with undeniable trust. Souls and bodies connecting to become a brand new life. So this is an interesting one, Shawana. I don't know if you are in a relationship. This poem is, oh, geez, Louise, where's that come from? Okay. I'm guessing you've had a relationship ending recently, or you're in grief about a relationship having ended. Yeah, because it's like the healing bar just went absolutely bonkers. And it was the blurb that's at the bottom of the poem that felt a little bit more relevant. So the blurb at the bottom says, yes, the tears referred to here are the ones shed after our first time together. I passed them off as emotional overwhelm. In truth, I was sad for the loss of my first love and wishing you were him. So, okay, thank you, Shauna, for that. So yeah, there's some wishing and hoping that this issue was not there. The tears that you are having at the moment are very much Please look at the truth of the tears, not what you would like them to represent. And I know I've spoken a lot tonight about Ho'oponopono. I highly recommend that you bring that into your world. And also something that may help you is, if you haven't got this book already, it is on Audible or Kindle as well. So this is called Attached, and it is by Dr. Amir Levine and Rachel Hallier. So Attached is a brilliant book that is about attachment styles. And this book here helped me to comprehend how I function in relationships, and also how my partner at the time was functioning, and how those two different styles just don't gel. So it talks about anxious, avoidant, and secure attachment styles. There are a couple of other variations on those, but oh, this is bringing up a lot. This is awesome. So I highly recommend you get that. Okay. So Attached is the book. If you have a look on Audible or Kindle and you see that cover, you know you've got the right one. All right. So that will really assist you. I'm getting a sense. This marriage problem is something that, if you really track over your life, the stuff that's coming up now will be things that have been a theme, a rolling theme for a long time, not just with this person, but over your life. It's now come to a point in your life where it has to be cleared. And this is because as a collective, we are going from the 3D through the 4D realm to the 5D. The 4D realm is where we hold so much emotions. It's like where all the emotional shit is stored. And as we move out of the 3D, we've got to go through the 4D to get to the 5D. The 5D is an incredible space. There is some really amazing things that can happen in the 5D realm. But to get there, we've got to clear away the debris, the emotional clag that we've got. And some of that emotional clag is attached to belief systems, points of views, and thoughts and memories that we have collected over our lifetimes that are all coming up to be cleared. That's why you'll see such a big shift into the metaphysical tools realm, and using all sorts of different things that will help you. That will give you a lot of information. The Attached book will give you information around how you function and how he functions. And then you can come in and you can use tools like Ho'oponopono, meditation, dance. There's so many ways of helping. And like you can do body work, you can do like energetic healing body work, you can receive Reiki, you can receive theta healing, you can get, there's just so many ways to assist you in moving through this 4D realm to get to the 5D. But it takes a lot of courage, because I tell you what, when you start really owning your shit, it's confronting, incredibly confronting. And it's so easy to blame the other person for what is going wrong. But that's a 3D way of thinking. Thinking is stinking for a start. Right? But it is so easy to blame others. When we actually stop and take responsibility, 100% responsibility for our own part to play, then the real transformations can start happening. So even though your relationship right now might be a bit bumpy, if you continue to work on yourself and continue to do this incredible clearing, the clearing work, the healing work, whatever tools that you're using to keep owning your crap and clearing it out, own it, clear it out. It's a never-ending bloody process, I can tell you that, because we have lifetimes of stuff that we have to clear. But the beautiful thing is that every time we clear on something, every time we clean on something and it goes, we never have to clear on that particular element again. As Dr. Hewlin says, for every one memory we have, there's like a million sitting underneath that we are not aware of. So you can imagine that if we're clearing one memory at a time, man, oh man, we're going to be cleaning for a long time. And that's okay, because at least we're doing something. Something is better than nothing. So the stuff is coming up for you to clear on, to heal, to nourish and nurture yourself. And the flow-on effect may be that your marriage comes out better and you'll be grateful for this time where it's a bit bumpy and rocky. You'll be grateful. Once you get to that space of gratitude with it all, you'll be like, ah, fabulous. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep gaining that information. Keep gaining that knowledge. You'll be okay. One way or the other, you'll be okay. Catherine. Interesting. So you got a single sunset, looking out over silhouetted rooftops at the decreasing pink skies, waiting for the moment when the loneliness will disappear into the depleting sunset, to be filled by the comfort and enveloping darkness, to be welcomed by the mind-numbing unconsciousness of sleep. But the pink skies return in the hope that as the colours of a new day get brighter, so will this heartache. This poem is saying to me that you're in the beginning-ish, I say ish, because you're aware that it's been going on for a little while, but you've been trying to ignore it. Stages of changing, big changes in your world. And there's been some really amazing moments there of clarity, but with that clarity comes a little bit of fear. And then there's like a hiding, like, I don't want to look at that. I'd rather be unconscious in my sleep, thanks, than deal with that. You're not going to be able to run from it for very much longer. It's going to hit you like a fucking ton of bricks. And whether you like it or not, this upgrade, this change is coming. So this is a bit of a warning from your team to say, please prepare. Please open your heart, open your mind. Hear what we're saying, please. We're here to support you. You're not alone. Even though you feel like you are sometimes, you're not alone. We are here. We love you. This earth loves you. It becomes fresh and anew every single day. And you can be that too. Please stop hiding your head in the sand, though. This is really important. Get your tools in place. Get your bits and bobs in place of what you require to have, whether that be physical, emotional, financial, whatever it is, all of the above. Do it now. Be smart. Be in your smart brain, in your frontal lobe. Stop being in your survival brain back here. It's time to be in your smart brain. Because, of course, the in-between brain where your pituitary gland is your emotional brain. And it's only one step up from the survival brain. So bring yourself right up to the smart brain. Be pragmatic. Be aware. This is what your team is asking you to do. Move out of your emotional space. Come into your smart space. Be there. Because there's some big stuff that's going to change really fucking soon. And there's only two ways that that's going to go for you. It's either you're going to handle it with, even though it's going to be intense, you're going to handle it with grace and ease. And you'll go, and it'll be like a little bit tense and tight at the time, but you'll be like, you know what? I'm actually okay with this. I can move with this. But then it'll be like the opposite side to that is that you'll be smashed emotionally and physically. You'll go into depression, anxiety. You'll have God knows what else go on with your body. You'll get body ailments, all the worst end of the spectrum. It's kind of like they're showing me you have two choices here. You can go the little bit more easier way, or you're going to get fucking smashed. That's it. Those are your choices. It's up to you which way you would like to go. I like your team. They're very straightforward. I like it. Christine, if you would like me to have a look at that question, then please choose a number between and including 1 and 88, the first number that pops into your head, and then pop that in the chat, please. Good. I'm glad you're not going to get smashed. You choose. Eyes and ears open, heart open. Be in your vulnerability. Be in your divine feminine. She is so aware, but you have to bring her up to be in her potency as well. Have the balance between your masculine and feminine energies. Okay? Be there. Okay? I love you. Thank you for your strength. Thank you for your vulnerability and being here tonight. And thank you for being just so freaking awesome. And also keep gathering around you your support network and bringing those beautiful people, even if it's only a couple of people, bring them in nice and close. Keep chatting with them. Make time to be with your friends. Okay? Because that will help with this upgrade, this next thing that is going to pop through. There is a massive clearing out that is coming. But you've got this. You've got this. All right, Christine, well done. Yahoo! Okay, Nicole, we're doing the poetry readings at the moment. So if you would like me to have a look at something for you, please feel free to put the first number down between 1 and 88. Put it in the chat, please. Okay, Catherine. So yeah, use the tools. Don't hide from people. Don't isolate, please. You're going to require all the support you can get. Okay, but be discerning with that support too. Okay, you got this. Christine. All right, so does my guides have anything to say about my love life? I've been single and not married at 52 years old. Well, do I have a story to tell you? Just recently, one of my friends was catering a wedding for a 87 and a 92-year-old. So if they at 87 and 92 can find love enough to wish to be married, it gives all of us hope. So, and for me at this stage, I'm 45, and I've only just recently met my most aligned partner, and we live together now, and it is beautiful. I had to do a hell of a lot of reading, of clearing though, to get there. I had to do a lot of work. Had to do a lot of healing. And it has been one of the most fantastic journeys I've ever been on. So in saying that, let us read your poem, because I'm like, ooh. So even though we had this poem earlier, I'm getting a really different sense for you. Christine, reborn. With each trouble and problem, even before I knew you existed, was bringing me closer to you. My life has had much heartache, as has yours. And through our hurt, we've learned to be wary. However, when two souls connect, nothing can hold them back. The restrictions we put upon our hearts are wiped away with one single tear, to be replaced with undeniable trust, souls and bodies connecting to become a brand new life. For you, my dear, this poem is all about there is someone coming. There is definitely someone coming. And each little roadblock that is coming up at the moment, each point of view, each belief system, all the things that you are becoming more and more aware of, and every time you deal with them, you take responsibility for them. Maybe you do ho'oponopono on them, or whatever healing method you have at your sleeve allows you to let those things go. And every single one is bringing you closer and closer to your most aligned partner. And with any luck, your most aligned partner is also your most loving and nourishing and nurturing partner. Doesn't mean it's going to be 100% perfect all the time, but then we're not 100% perfect all the time either. Sorry to disappoint. But we all have our stuff. And for you, my sweet, I'm getting that there is still a little bit of work for you to do, but they are definitely on their way. So congratulations, and be aware, and maybe start journaling or jotting down, or spend some time meditating on what are the blocks and the restrictions that I've placed on my heart. Because once you start identifying those, it'll be much easier to help clear them up. Okay? Hope that helps. Oh, dear. Melinda, I'm still looking/waiting for my most aligned partner. That's all right. They'll come. They'll come. You're doing some really great work to bring them in. Keep cleaning on it. Keep cleaning on that one. Nicole, 28. My heart. It is lonely without you. I wish you were here. Your voice is soothing this feeling inside, making me smile, giving me a warm feeling, which is bringing a tear to my eye. You're so far away, but soon you'll be near to my touch. Nicole, when I'm reading this, what I feel and what I'm perceiving is that you are very disconnected from yourself right now. There's many different aspects of ourselves that we often don't even realize we've become disconnected until we just don't feel right. And then it's like, I don't know what went weird or wobbly or whatever, but I just don't feel right now. So as we shift and change and grow and spiritually advance and all that sort of jazz, sometimes our spiritual advancement grows so quick. Our body is still here and it hasn't yet caught up to where we're meant to be, to where our being is, our spirit, if you prefer. And so we can feel a little bit ill-aligned. The other times that this can happen is if we've had great trauma in our world and our being has slightly separated from our body so that it can keep our emotional state safe. And so those are the sort of the two situations that can happen. And so it takes someone who knows how to bring those elements back into one, back into alignment, for us to be able to do that. Now, this can be achieved in many different ways. So, but basically you have to go to a spiritual healer of some sort. I do a few different processes which help with this. I know that people who do Reiki, they also help with this, whether they realize what they're doing or not. I know some, like Alex goes to somebody who's a chiro, but she also does kinesiology. She also does this sort of work in what she does. So there is loads of different practitioners out there that may be able to assist you with this. This doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a hands-on body person. You can do it with the processes that I do. I do it through online. I can do that. And like there was one time I was actually at my friend's house and like there was a couple of people there and it was the most beautiful thing, but our friend had parts of him spread around the other side of the world and almost like a different dimension. He was so in survival mode that he pushed parts of himself way, way, way out there. And it was the most fascinating thing to see and perceive what happened when those parts and pieces came back in together. It was like, whoa. And suddenly the intuition was pinging, that was seeing stuff with so much more ease. It was just like things just clicked in a really, really big way. So something for you to consider. Have a look, see who you're drawn to. You don't have to come to me. You can go to all sorts of practitioners and see who resonates the best with for you. So ask your body, truth, who would you like to go to help with this, disconnection, so I can feel reconnected again. And see what happens. See what your body knows. Your body and your intuition, they know. Your being knows who to go to. Okay? You're amazing, and thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, my loves. It's not going to be as long tonight. We did a really, really long one last week. It's been a busy week for me. So we've already done a nice expanding out. So I'm hoping that you're all still beautifully expanded out. We're going to do a quick little tapping in with our hearts, I think, is what's coming up. All right. Take a big deep breath in. And breathing out. Breathing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up through your body as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, bringing Father Sky and the gratitude for everything and everyone all the way in. Through the crown, down to your fingertips and to your toes. Breathing up and bringing Mother Earth and the unconditional love all the way up through your body. And as you breathe out, bring the gratitude for everything and everyone with the Father Sky energies all the way down. Beautiful. Just checking that we're all nice and expanded out with our awareness out beyond the universes, and check that our allowance is still out beyond our awareness. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well done. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So now as we tap into our heart, I'd like you to place one hand on your heart space, and perceive the energy flowing from your hands into your heart, and from your heart moving back through to your hand. And if you're like me and you know the Reiki energies, you'll feel that the Reiki is already kicking in and you've got nice warm hands. You'll perceive that in your heart. And even if you don't know the Reiki energies, if your hands are now suddenly warm, you'll be tapping into the energies that I'm sending you all, should you choose to receive them. It's the energy of unconditional love. And as you tune into your heart space, I'd like you to become aware of any and all blocks and barriers that you have placed in front of your heart, around your heart, enclosing your heart, become aware of them all. And now, as we become aware of them, imagine that unconditional love, opalescent white light is flowing out of your hand, through into your chest, and moving around your heart space. The unconditional love light starts softening those edges and working its way through the cracks, soothing and nourishing and nurturing your heart. And now repeat after me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. You are saying this to the divine within, to your inspired self. You are asking yourself for forgiveness and expressing your love towards your heart. You are saying sorry for all the times that you neglected your heart, that you punished your heart for being too big, too bold, too brave, too beautiful. You're saying sorry for all the times that you listened to other people when they judged you for your big, beautiful heart. And you're asking for forgiveness from yourself. So we're going to do another round. Please repeat after me. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you. To my big, beautiful heart, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And anything that doesn't allow that beautiful cleaning to continue long after we have finished here until it gets to the point of completion, I now ask for that to be destroyed and uncreated. And you may already be perceiving the cracks opening up. You may be perceiving the linings and the barriers melting away. You may become aware of the fullness and the depth and the breadth of your heart space for the first time in a long, long time. Take a breath and feel the difference. Take another breath and fill your heart with gratitude. The weight is now lifting from your heart space. So you can be even more bold and brave and beautiful than you already have been up until now. You're amazing. And with that, I'd like you to just send yourself a big, big, big hug. Wrap your arms around you if you like. We say thank you, thank you, thank you, beautiful body. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being so incredible. Thank you for standing by me through all of the pain and suffering that I've put you through. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am so, so grateful for you. You are amazing, and I am so, so proud to have you as the vessel that we get to experience this life with. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's an honor to be able to inhabit this vessel, this body. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And now let's imagine that we're standing underneath a big, beautiful crystalline waterfall. And as you stand under the big, beautiful crystalline waterfall, the water flows over and through your body, through every cell and molecule, just cleansing and clearing any other little fragments that are willing to go now to be used somewhere else. And now stepping out from underneath the waterfall onto a big, warm river rock. You'll feel the warmth of Mother Earth under your feet. And this is where we go into grounding. So let's breathe up, bringing Mother Earth energy all the way up to our feet and our body. And breathing down, breathing out, Father Sky, bringing that beautiful gratitude all the way down through your body, through to your fingertips and your toes, and all the spaces and places in between. Mother Earth energy all the way up with that unconditional love. And then Father Sky and gratitude for everything and everyone all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, and when you're ready, open your eyes. All right, so there is just a couple of little self-care things to do now that we've just done that little bit of a healing. Please have some water. You have to hydrate your cells after you do any form of healing. So please drink plenty of water. Have a little salt. A little Himalayan salt is really awesome. And if you choose and your body is asking for a little bit of sweetness, please feel free to do that too. The bodies absolutely require the water and the salt for detoxification and to allow your body the strength and the resilience to release what no longer serves it. Okay. So as we move into the weekend and the week to come, please remember, have the kindness with yourself. Have the gentleness. Remember, this week might be a little bit bumpy and you might be a bit sensitive this week moving forward. Christine, can you explain healing with CJAB when I schedule it? Yes, I can. So you've obviously been in my website, so you know where that is, and which is craftingpossibilities.com. And so that is a really intense and deep healing. It takes up to a couple of hours, even if it's online. I do prefer to do them in person, but you know, when you're dealing with the metaphysical world, no such thing as time and space. So that is a session that is your best to do at a time where you're going to be completely free afterwards, and you can end up feeling quite free, but also a little bit like sometimes you might feel a bit woozy or discombobulated is the word that is coming through in a good way though. So, and then other people just float around like it didn't matter to them much at all. Just depends on where you're at with your journey. So everything is emailed out. All of the information that you require it's all there. It's all done prior. Okay. So you'll be fine. And yes, definitely water is very, very important. I have at home, I have a Kangen. So here I have a Kangen machine. So I drink pH 9.5 water all the time. And that really helps me with hydration. And yeah. Hey, Anna. How you going, love? We're about to finish up. So thank you, Christine. If you'd like to have some more conversations about the healing sessions, etc., please feel free to drop me a line and we can have a bit more of a chat about that tomorrow. I need to go to bed. It is, 10:30 at night. It's been a long week and it's been a couple of hours now into here. So it's time for me to go to bed and rest my beautiful, amazing body. So yes, I adore you. Thank you, everyone. I definitely appreciate every single one of you. Thank you. Thank you, Catherine. Yeah, tomorrow, possibly another warm day. I think I saw it's going to be in the 30s or something tomorrow as well. Yay. We have really good air conditioner at this house. So thank you, Alex. So grateful that he has all of these technology things at his little fingertips. So grateful. How did I get so lucky? Yep, 34 tomorrow, I was correct. And then it cools down again the day after, so yay. Remember to water your plants. That's a reminder to me for in the morning too. All right. Oh, -2. Gosh, what a blissful day for you. Yeah. No. With that one, we all have to go through our times of rest. And that -2 is your time of rest. Enjoy it. I actually really enjoy winter. Spring and autumn are my favorites. And then spring and autumn are my favorites, then winter, and then summer. I'm grateful I live here in South Australia because our summers tend to be a lot more dry. So I prefer dry heat. I'm not a big fan of humidity, and neither is my hair. Well, maybe it is a really big fan of humidity because she sure goes on party mode and just goes boom. So she can be quite fun in humidity, but the rest of me really doesn't enjoy humidity very much at all. I've never been one for like saunas and spas and stuff like that either. So for probably the same reasons. So yes, Melinda, you'll be flooding your veggie garden. Beautiful. I'll be sorting out my little garden out the front there and sending them lots and lots of love so that they can be protected from the sun and the harshness of the weather. I'm very fortunate that the plants that we have along the front of the house there are If they're on the opposite side of the trellis work that we have here, they're very hardy. And the ones that are on the shaded side of the trellis are a little bit softer, but they're on the shaded side, so they tend to be a lot more happy. But yes, I will definitely be watering those plants tomorrow too in the morning. Yeah, you're the same as me, Melinda. I love autumn and spring. And for winter above summer is because in the summer, there's only so many clothes you can take off in public before it becomes indecent. Whereas in winter, you can just keep layering on. It's all good. No problems. You can have thermal wear, underwear, and all of that going on. And nobody has to know. Like, and I know, Anna, in the UK, having like puffer jackets with heaters in them is a thing. We don't need those here. but yeah. Yeah. So enjoy your hibernation, Anna. Go into your period of rest. Enjoy. And we'll see you in the summer. Just kidding. You can come and rest with us any Friday night you like. All right. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to play tonight. It has been an absolute honor once again to be with you, to have you in this community. I adore you. I love you. And I wish for you to go out, especially over this weekend, and do something tasty for yourself. I don't care what it is. Just do something kind, nourishing, nurturing, and tasty for you. Until I see you next week, be bold, be brave, be you, my beautiful friends. Bye-bye for now.